Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, did you see that 23&Me, which is a DNA bank, has gone bankrupt and the CEO has quit, and the actual DNA is under court safety, and it'll be up to the courts who gets this DNA. Now, lots of questions here. I've got the predictions deck. How do we know it's not going to go to a rogue country like China, North Korea? And you're like, well, what could they do with it? Oh, create a virus that affects the majority of the DNA that's here. Now, what I don't understand is the person who started 23&Me is one of the Google's owners or founders or whatever. It's his wife that owns it or owned it. I don't know if she sold it or like how does it go bankrupt? And why doesn't the court just say we will destroy this DNA, burn it all up, right? Put it in an incinerator, burn it, problem solved. Now you don't have to worry about it getting into rogue hands. Because even if a valid US based company buys it, that doesn't mean the court can stop them from selling it to a rogue country like China or Russia, right? And now they've got the DNA of how many people around the world, but mostly Americans. So what would it take to develop a virus that would affect the majority of Americans once you have everybody's DNA? What else can they tell from that DNA? Like once they've got it, they've got it. Who knows where technology is going to go with DNA? Cyber attack. Right? And you think it's not just the DNA, it's the person's name, address, birth date. What's going to happen to 23&Me DNA? What's going to happen to 23&Me DNA? What's going to happen to 23&Me DNA? Farming industry. Well, who's our farmer? Who's our wealthy farmer? Who has money to buy that? Gil Bates. Distraction, illusion. Tension escalates. Foreign occupation. Military plane. Is the military going to buy it? Is a foreign country going to buy it? Now, there's some kind of distraction illusion around this. Like, I don't understand why they just don't destroy it. Like, honestly, the company's bankrupt, but perhaps it's an asset that can I don't know, what would you do with it? Like I said. And I don't understand if his wife owned it, why? I mean, they've got billions and billions and billions. Why didn't the husband buy it or Google buy it? Or why did they allow it to go bankrupt, to go to the courts? Is it so that they don't look like they sold it to a foreign occupation? Now the courts, it'll be up to the courts. So they're arm's length. But why would they let that money just go? I guess when you have that much, what's to lose, $1 billion or $2 billion? Celebrate success. This is a planned bankruptcy, guys. I think that's what it is. This is a planned bankruptcy. This almost could be an under the table kind of thing. Good outcome. Tensions escalate. Good outcome. Trains or transport on the foreign occupation. I'm almost wondering if the military will take it and then put it in a bunker, like under a field somewhere. Look at that. Good outcome, disappointing outcome. Health matter. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a big health matter. Could they develop a virus that attacks a certain haplogroup or a certain genetic pool or something like that? Maybe that's the disappointing outcome. Maybe they get the DNA samples and realize we can't really do anything with this. It was all BS to begin with, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's all BS to begin with. Maybe whoever buys it goes, this is no DNA test. They kind of guessed. Or, the paper turned purple. So, um, duties, keep quiet. That's the wife. That's the wife. I'm wondering, I think they bankrupted on purpose. Resigns, leaves office. That's a CEO. That's a CEO. It already did that. Military action, military plane, farming industry. I wonder what would the military want with it? Well, maybe just to guard it. Maybe they'll put it in Fort Knox, right? Um, I think they should destroy it. I think after they sent you the results, it should have been destroyed to begin with. I don't even know. Like I've never sent my DNA into anything ever, and I won't. Of course, if you're, required by law, that's a different story. But to voluntarily give your DNA to something like that, no. So now this farming industry, military, I wonder if they have plans for it to turn it into something else. That's what the farming industry does. It turns a black field into a field of wheat. It turns a cow into the milk that you drink, right? It transforms things. So I'm wondering if shadow ruler, explosive situation, rulership handover. All right, so we got duties, keep quiet, shadow ruler, resigns, leaves office, rulership handover, cyclone damage. Okay, yeah, I think this was a planned outcome, that it go bankrupt, that the court is going to decide, and the court is going to decide probably the military. Maybe the military wanted it all along, and for whatever reasons. And it's just all they did was hand it over. I think that something's going to come out that it was a bunch of garbage. So this was just a quiet way to hand it over without it looking like we've sold your information. I have a funny feeling there might be like money under the table for this, because billionaires just don't give up on $1 billion things like that. Mm-mm. Maybe it was military all along. Maybe it was CIA all along. And now, the CIA, FBI are under pressure since Trump has come in. And this is a quiet way for them to hand over rulership. You can pay the judge. The judge doesn't mind those little brown envelopes. At least that's what my sources tell me. Maybe this was a military operation all along. Right? Military action shadow ruler. explosive situation. Maybe, you know, that DNA getting out there, out in the wild, could become an explosive situation if it got into the wrong hands. So I'm wondering if it's going from the military to the wealthy farmer. Anyways, I think now that I look at this, I wonder, like, everybody knows that Facebook was actually a CIA operation. Um, I'm wondering if this was a military operation disguised as a private company, and that's why they had Google's wife to run it. Like, that's not a coincidence. Sorry, it's not. Google knows all your internet stuff, and his wife knows all your DNA. You don't think they've pushed the two together? Like, who would want that information? I'm wondering if it was like a CIA operation, FBI, um, or some other rogue nation, Mossad maybe. And now the rulership handover. Now they know Trump is coming, that DEI or whatever it was called, or Doge. Maybe they're going to discover that they were being funded by the military, and now they're scared and they want to get rid of it. I think that's what's happened. I think this was a planned bankruptcy. I think it interesting rulership over all that DNA, military action, and this foreign occupation. That's why I'm wondering if it's like a Mossad or CPP. I don't think it's CPP. I don't think so. Who knows? Who knows? In Canada, it would be CPP, the Chinese Communist Party. CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. In Canada, for sure it would be. Wondering. I think it's CIA. CIA is not American. If you text me, I'll tell you who they are, but they aren't American. But I think that they're in panic mode. They want to dump this DNA somehow. I don't know why they just don't burn it, but might, with this explosive situation here, they might just burn it all. All right, well, there you go, 23andMe. Not what you see, not what it seems. None of it is. It's all a movie. All right, YouTube's going to show you a video that you possibly haven't seen yet. Why don't you have a look at that, and I will see you over there. Take good care. Bye for now.